Now, the question I present to you: when do you give up? When do you start getting rid of toxic people in your life? Somebody say right away. Not good to keep them around. I don't want no toxic. No, no. It's not what you do. It's not what you do. What if I told you that if you had some toxic people around you, there's a lot of things you can learn from those toxic people. They're going to expose other toxic people that you might not have known was toxic. They might have been masking themselves as wolves in sheep's clothing. But that toxic person that you know is toxic came around and brought it all out of them. Now they've exposed the other toxic people. And now you have benefited from having a toxic person around. They have exposed all the other toxic people. That you had hanging around your camp. You see, I've learned from these examples, from seeing people who's supposed to be like your friends, they're supposed to be your crew, they're supposed to be on your side, they're supposed to be the ones that have your back. And once you see that these people don't have your back, they're not your crew, they only use you as a convenience. You're a convenience to them. You're a break in case of an emergency. They know they can do something stupid and they know they got you to bail them out. That's not a friend. That's not somebody you want. Because you know you can't rely on them. See, a toxic person is somebody you got to really work with and deal with. Now, toxic people with toxic energy is good for situations that don't normally apply to you, meaning they can't damage you, and whatever they're toxic about and their toxicity is not bothering you. Serves no purpose of danger to you. But what is a common trait of a toxic person? They seem to not have a lot of friends around them. Or the friends they are around them are just as toxic as anything you can ever imagine. Why? Because they relate to the energy. Positive people don't like to hang around toxic people, because toxic people have this negative, without even processing information, they automatically shoot down a situation of something they have no knowledge of. They automatically, that ain't right, that's cap. That's just an automatic natural response. That ain't cool, that's cap. They start off with that. No, it's just that it's like, I'm not gonna it's like having a toxic person. It's like you don't invite them in the settings that you know they shouldn't be in. But the toxic person could be very valuable. They could be very valuable. I could use them when I need some toxic energy in the room to exploit something. I said, well, let me put my toxic friend in this situation of this room and see how the room responds to the toxic friend. And it would discover other toxic people. Sure enough, there's one person who was pretending, and they always love to say how they hate toxic people too. I can't stand toxicity. And that's all she is, she toxic. Meanwhile, that's all they do. They walk around spreading lies and trying to manipulate and harm other people. So by trying to manipulate and harm others, they play these games to try to get you to move the way they want you to move. And when you don't react or respond the way they want you to respond, you just shut it down completely. And once it's shut down completely, and they think you're still playing the game, you just don't care. You just moved on to something else completely. But their toxic energy is going to get disrupted by your non-compliance to play the game with them. See, they need you to feed back on that energy. Toxic person wants you to argue with them. Toxic person needs you to go back and forth like ping pong. Pong, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong. That's what they want. And when you ain't doing that, now this presents a new problem. You ain't playing ball. I don't play games. Everybody's playing a game. You just don't know you're in the game. See, that's the thing. You're in a game and don't know it. I don't play games. You in a game. You just don't know it. You in the game of life. And in that game of life, where are you positioned? The status is the most truest statement ever. Look at your closest friends around you, your circle, and that's you. That is who you are. And you know if you got gaps in your circle, that's part of the problem. That probably needs to get fixed. You gotta have the right circle around you. Man, I tell you this, every day when I walk on this earth, I try to better myself. Every day. I gotta be doing something different. That's why I'm always teaching, I'm always learning something, and I come back and teach it to you guys. Whether it's on the Patreon, whether it's on Carcino for Life, whether it's One Crack News, we try to teach it to you guys and spread the wealth, pay it forward. That's what needs to happen. So I've been paying it forward for a long time. Absolutely. I've always tried to help people. I just hope somebody can take the information I give them and apply it to life to where it helps them do something better. People think all we do is sit around and gossip all day or something. It's not what we do. My thing is, it's not about money all the time. It's about the actual people. Meaning, people will determine how much money you make. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but won't get to where you need to go because of the person standing right next to you. I've seen some of the smartest people in the world can't get to where they should be because of the person standing right next to them. I hate to use Dame Dash as an example, but Dame Dash. That's a prime example of somebody that's so smart. Genius mind. But is a danger to himself. A complete and utter danger to himself. And everything he's tried to do, other people either shot it down or it didn't work, and they stayed away from him because he tried to do it himself. He tried to do it himself. And nobody makes it alone in this business. You gotta have a team. And when your team ain't right and nobody's reaching out to help you, and you keep blowing up at everybody, and you keep doing this, thinking this is the way to do it, you hustling backwards, son. You're hustling backwards. None of these people owe you. None of these people gonna do anything for you. None of these people are going to step up in the trenches for you. You're on your own. And you don't want to be caught out there on your own. The tables have been flipped over, and everybody has got to make a decision. Oh yeah, Notre Dame, baby, they back. Well, society say you can either move in this direction or you can move in that direction. It's up to you what you want to do. Like the old saying goes, barbecue with mildew. Yeah, but toxic people can help you find other toxic people that's in your circle. Prime example, we had a business deal, not recent, but this was a few years ago. And we had a toxic person in the group. The person that was toxic was quickly escorted out of the group and was out disbanded for the rest of the group. He was not going to be a part of it, so there's no need of you being around. So naturally, if you're not a part of it anymore and you're so toxic and didn't want nothing to do with it, and everybody gratefully just said, okay, you can get out of it and we'll just go along without you, that wasn't fine enough for that person. That person wanted to talk to steal everybody in the group and try to see how many people he could pull out of the project with him. Like, you got no money in it. You got nothing invested in the project. Why in the world would you still want to be involved? That makes no sense. You have no dog in the project. So why would you want to talk to everybody else and try to poison the well? And he talking, yeah, man, I don't know why y'all still over there. I mean, who's getting the money in the split? And why the split ain't there? That's why I left. No, you didn't leave. You was escorted out. Because he believed that the split should be higher because they did all the work. Hell, we did all this work. That's not how it works. You think the McDonald's pay structure goes to the person that does the most work get the most money? Then hell, the entry level person who mopping the floor and on the grills would be that damn CEO and president. No, the money dictates, but he didn't see it that way. So he decided to poison the well with his toxicity and start complaining and talking about people getting robbed and this and that. So eventually he called one other person that was in the group who was pretending to be all in, pretending to be positive, everything else, right? He started talking, and what happened? That person pulled, almost messed up the entire deal. They found a replacement for that person at the last second, but he exposed that person with his toxic energy. And then in the end, he was wrong. Everybody got paid. We all got paid except for those two. And then they were looking stupid. Was like, oh man, y'all didn't tell me it was gonna do that. If y'all had explained that from the beginning. It was. You didn't listen. If the company goes public and sell, we're all out. The exit plan was already in place. So if the exit plan was already in place and it was on there from the deck, everybody got. So if you saw the deck of what everybody had and you saw the exit plan, how in the hell you gonna sit there and say, oh, I didn't know it was gonna do that. I would have stayed in. No. I'm so glad that toxic person came around and got all the toxic people with him. Then we had a stronger team. Because now everybody who let that toxic person come in and bark, they knew not to listen. They blocked out the toxicity. But without that toxic person being around, we would have never found the other toxic person. And that was more key than anything, because nothing worse than going into a deal with somebody that's super toxic. Because they'll blow it up for everybody. Everybody wants to be a star. That is a true statement. Everybody wants to be a star. So if you know everybody wants to be a star, what is one of the main problems you see from people today? Since everybody want to be a star, what do they do? What is one of the main concepts that they go through? Since they all want to be a star, one of the main things they go through, one of the main problems, one of the main concepts is what? Since they want to be a star so damn bad, They rush at anything that's thrown in front of them. Somebody be like, yo, I could get you this in 2 days. Oh man, I could make 10,000 in 2 days. Where? Doing what? We always respond to quick money. And they know that's how they get the brothers on the hook. They get brothers on the hook by flashing quick money. They say, oh, so you want to do this? Oh, you want to do that? Okay, well, here you go. Quick money. All the time. It's always a quick fix. Always some quick money. Man, I knew a dude sold he had a 100 disc DVD player. 100 discs this DVD player holds. Big gigantic unit. Controls and holds 100 discs inside. I said 100 damn discs? Who the hell gonna need 100 discs inside of a damn unit? I ain't gonna remember what movie's on what. No, I'm not putting that in there. I'm not buying 100 disc DVD player for like $600. So he decided to buy this disc, right? This disc player. Then he comes up with the idea, right? Yo, we could start selling these disc players. I said they cost $600. No, my guy got the hookup. He can get it to us for $3.99. We gonna sell them for $5. Dude, you're not gonna make any money selling no $600 100 disc DVD players. Who you gonna sell them to? People who will spend over $600 is not finna buy something out of the trunk of their car or in the streets. Okay, that's not gonna happen. Smart people don't do that, and that's smart people money. When you start talking something that costs $300 and $500, they're not finna buy it in the street. They can just go to the store. They can just afford it. So they'll just go and buy it. Why? Well, they can get it less. I'm like, okay, we gonna sell it less. What you gonna sell it at? We getting it at $3.99. What you gonna have to sell it for? What, $50 cheaper? Or what's the point? It's not making sense. You're not gonna make profit. Now that's not being toxic. That's actually being factual. That's coming with facts, and I'm coming with data to back up the facts. A toxic person, they just gonna talk. That's all they know. So that's what they gonna do. They gonna talk. They just gonna come in and shoot whatever they do and just say, nah, that ain't gonna work. Man, you know that's dumb. They're not gonna explain to you why. They're not gonna tell you why. They're not gonna go that route. They're just gonna say it's dumb. And that's okay. That's fine. You know, we get it. It's just that you're gonna have to be ready at some point to really get down and make a move. So when you got all these toxic people around you and you get sucked into that and you start getting into that behavior, it start to come out of you. And you gotta be like, whoa, wait a minute. I gotta watch it. I'm getting a little toxic here. Can't do that. People always want to get a license to do things they shouldn't even be around. You know what I'm saying? Like, people want to get a license to put things on a shelf, put things on a pedestal, to put things in perspective. And it, to me, it just don't make a lot of sense. A lot of things people do just don't make sense to me. Like, a lot of women, you see a lot of girls, they hang out with them and they all loud and obnoxious. They like that toxic energy around them. They be, oh, she my girl, she's so much fun, but you're not going anywhere. You might not be like that person, but you hang around that person, and that person, other people don't want that person around so bad, they won't even be around you, because you gonna bring that person. You see? So you will get as far as, and you will just get as far as your homeboy is. Your closest homeboy, for no reason. Just because that person is so toxic and so out of it, out of the loop, that nobody want to deal with him, nobody want to talk to him, nobody want to know him. Right? Well, we're looking at the situation as it presents itself, and the way we see it, and the way it's clear. When we get proprietary, we had a toxic person, that was the case. And the toxic person just couldn't wait to. This woman was so damn toxic. She got on the office phone. And once she got on the office phone, she was, child, let me tell you. I was looking at the chart. They said we ain't supposed to tell nobody, but I'm gonna let y'all know. Y'all just dumb. If y'all gonna go ahead, y'all team is gonna lose. Y'all team is dumb. Y'all team ain't gonna win, because I'm gonna tell you like this. On that pattern, ain't no way in the world y'all gonna make it. Y'all made a big mistake. Now she's informing a whole nother team in a whole nother department about something that they're doing, and we saw, like, that's wrong. But it ain't our business is to get involved in their business. But we saw, like, we wouldn't have done it that way. But their team is doing it that way. And for us to interfere, that's proprietary information that she, one, shouldn't have been privy to. But you don't really know right away until they expose themselves. But once they did, you will never regain that trust back. And that's what happened there. They never regained that trust. It was a very terrible experience for her, because she was ostracized. People didn't want to deal with her in the business. And rightfully so. Who wants to deal with somebody who their whole existence is to do something toxic over and over again and try to drag you into it? Well, what she did was she discussed proprietary information to another team about their business that shouldn't even have been out, one. And they wanted to know, hey, how did she come about that information? You know, now she's got some explaining to do. And she shouldn't have ever opened her mouth. And then she did it over a company phone. Dumb. Well, a lot of people was upset over that. You had other people in the company, you know, who were upset about it. Then you have the nowhere people. These nowhere toxic people, they all work at every job you've ever worked in your life. You know that guy that shows up to work every day, but don't do anything in the damn job. They just walk around and talk to people all day. These nowhere people, they've been men, they've been women. They've been everywhere, and they've been at every job. They'll be around you working. They want to distract other people from working. And they're normally the most toxic people in the world. Yeah, and they go around, don't do their job, and they just disrupt. Everywhere they go, they disrupt. But they at the job, and there's always one of them, or maybe more. They just always standing around getting a check for doing nothing but complaining about everything. Well, it's not as simple as it's laid out to be. Everybody expects to be a millionaire overnight. It don't work and happen that way. That's a progression that takes years. It takes knowledge and it takes years. And rich people like to hang out with rich people. So it's not like they kicking it all in the hood. So you got to understand that there's cause and effect behind a lot of these different things that were detailed, and when you have limited knowledge of this information, and they just keep you in the dark, you keep doing things in the wrong format. And as long as you're doing them in the wrong format, you'll continuously make the worst mistakes of your life. The rich win because the rich deal with the rich. That's it. That is how they win. They deal with each other and help each other stay on top. Yeah, so it's a lot to think about. There's just a time and setting for these. It's just like certain people be like, yo, man, why I didn't get invited to that? Because it's that type of friend you can invite to a setting like that. They'll embarrass you, and they'll think it's cool. You won't, and then you'll be set back for years for no reason. It's okay, outlaw, to have a toxic moment, but toxic people, there is not a moment. This is a constant for them. To strategize life is to strategize everything you've ever been taught about life. You have to know what you want in this world and how you want to go about achieving it. That's the rest of your life. You got to start mapping things out. And it all starts from writing things down. You got to list it. You got to set the goals. Once you write it down, it becomes reality. It's no longer a dream now in your head. You put it on paper, now it's a reality. Now it's up to you to make it happen. But you started the process by putting it on paper, making it real. You understand? Like, I don't have toxic people in my circle. That's just all to it. My circle don't have toxic people in it. All the people that were toxic, that were around my circle, are gone. They on the outside. I don't like hang with them. I just know them. So if I see them, I'll be, how you doing? I walk off, but they don't represent me. I don't bring them with me. You know, like, I don't do that. Because I already know if they're attached to me, if they don't look good, I don't look good. So if I brought them around, I'm making myself look bad. And now people won't deal or trade or do money or nothing with you because you got a person that's toxic in your environment. Allen Iverson lost an endorsement deal with an energy drink company, all because his homeboy made fun of somebody, one of the senior vice presidents, like assistant or something. You know, he was homosexual. The guy was homosexual, and he had his hair in a certain way, and he was like, man, look at this. Like, you know, Allen Iverson rolled with some hood dudes. So, you know, they like, man, look at this fag over there, blah, 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 blah. Once he said that, talked about him, the people heard him, and they was like, Allen Iverson people, no class, you know, it just hurt that man's feeling, you know, and, you know, that cost him. That cost him that deal. You know, he had a chance to get involved, and he didn't. Right, just because your man said something stupid, he didn't cost you probably a multi-million-dollar deal. Oh, what was the energy drink? It's called Vitamin Water. That got sold to Coca-Cola for about $4 billion. Allen Iverson would have been a part owner of Vitamin Water. So imagine how many millions that cost him. Yeah, he had the deal before 50 Cent. Gilbert Arenas, they came to him, he turned it down. Whatever, it's nasty. And, you know, he was one. They had other people as well that they went to before 50 Cent got involved. Yeah, 50 took an equity piece. So when they went public and sold, uh, his exit deal was about 100 million. Yeah, it was a great investment. Great for his portfolio. Didn't keep that up. He didn't keep winning. Well, when you don't do things that appreciate, you know, you keep doing things that depreciate the value of what you're trying to accomplish, then you end up where you are now. True. I never cared. Like if they, that's like me being mad somebody don't want to hang out with me. That's like me being mad. I'll never transfer their energy on me. If they mad about something and they mad at me about something, I get really frustrated sometimes. I'll be, what did I do? Then they try to make you like wonder what it is that you did. So you try to have you mind rushing, but the whole name of the game is they want you to feel their frustration. So they try to make you frustrated because they're frustrated. It's the oldest trick in the book. The transferal of their energy to you. So the greatest cure to that is not to care. Actually find something to do. Be busy. Be active. You don't have time to sit and waste and think about them. You have time to actually get up and take care of what you need to take care of. In reality, in life, the whole nine. Yeah, transferal of energy. That's all it is, man. And the quicker they get out of that, the better things will be. But some of them like to stay where they at. You can't tell them nothing. These people all day, all night, toxicity. That's what they practice. I just don't care because I don't have the time. My mind is focused on something positive that's going to be productive to me. I don't have time to step to the sideshow and deal with drama and toxicity that's meaning nothing. It's not benefiting me at all. Why am I doing that? I'm not getting any money out of it. Damn sure ain't bringing me no revenue. So why would I care? I'm going to put focus into stuff that's going to bring me some money. You barking ain't going to do nothing for me. Yep, bad company disrupts good character. Well, it corrupts good character. Right. That's what I'm saying. It don't even matter of a financial pay scale. You don't even gotta have a job. You don't even have to have a job. that's just a standard just to go by. That's how drama started. You didn't see people get in arguments with girls and guys, and they just arguing with each other, or you getting in an argument with somebody for what? I'll be like, ain't no money in it. Y'all arguing over something that don't even exist. I'll be damned if I'm finna throw punches and blows over Jordan and LeBron. The hell we having an argument about Jordan and LeBron. I gotta punch him in the face. That ain't gonna make you right or wrong. Stupid. Right, you only got 24 hours in a day. And as far as I know, God ain't giving us no more hours. So we only got 24. You might as well make them work. You sleep for 8. You work for about more than 8, 9 or 10. And then the rest of the day is you. So what you doing in that time? Right, I'm just trying to stay ahead of the curve. That's all I'm doing, man. Trying to stay ahead of the curve. A lot of people don't want to see you win. Because if you win, they feel like they lose. I tell you, you go around successful people and you tell a successful person, hey man, I just got a new house, I got a new car, man, I got a new raise at my job. You know what they say? All right, man, there you go, way to go. You tell a toxic person that, hey man, yeah, I just got a raise, man, at my job and got this new house. I go, man, all right, you ain't gotta rub it in. You hear me? Oh, I got a raise, I got a job. I mean, good for you, but damn, you ain't gotta rub it in. Oh, here bragging. He bragging about he got a raise and all that. Toxic. They might be inspired. They might be happy. They finally moving up or doing something that they wanted to accomplish. Instead of you being, grateful or gracious for them and saying, hey, I get it. I understand why you feel this way and congratulations. No, they don't say that. You know what they come with? Toxicity. Because it's always better to be toxic, in their opinion. That it works. So, absolutely. So I want to say shouts out to Kwame Brown, Buzz Life, Ticket TV, Welcome to HD with the 2 Eyes TV, Jose Rodriguez, Armando Black TV, it's your boy Carcino saying I'm out. Check me.